doing? My name's Dave, and if all the music you've been making lately sounds Mediterranean too, you can call me Daveypoo, the mobile music minstrel. How you doing? Today, I am back with apeSoft's new Accordion Vintage. Now, I know a lot of you out there are thinking, man, I don't need an accordion app. I don't really care. I kind of felt that way too until I heard this thing. So let's talk a little bit about backstory. If you know or have watched any of my videos before, you know that I'm a huge apeSoft fan. I love apeSoft. I own all their apps. But the thing I like most about apeSoft is I like their app architecture. I like the way that Alessandro designs his apps. The built-in LFOs is fantastic. A lot of the functionality that he builds in by default into his apps is just excellent. And it's really cool to see that architecture applied to something simple. Usually Alessandro's apps are very much, we start with all the crazy and then we kind of have to shape it back into something that's a little more musical, or at least that's how I find them. And I love the sonic exploration, but sometimes I just want one thing instantly. This is such a phenomenal sounding app that the apeSoft architecture just elevates it and makes it that much better. This app is a collaboration between the apeSoft team and the P-Sound team, Paolo Principi. Apparently he has some apps out for desktop. You can go find them online. I'm not that familiar with them. I only know them from this app. But the richness of the sampling here is really impressive. And so let's walk through this a little bit. Let's talk about it. So it's an accordion. Like, you know, the first thing that you're going to want to play is going to be like... But all you're hearing right now is a standalone app and the richness of the sound. Let's try this. Oh man, I don't know what to say about how good the sampling is and how rich the sound quality is. But it is very dynamic. So it's very expressive. Now, I'm not playing anything fantastic. I'm trying to give you an idea of the tone and the richness of the tone. Okay, so let's talk about some of the functionality that we have here. If you look at the main page and you launch it right up here, on the main page, you've got the keyboard. At the top here, starting on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, we go with the main level. That's obviously your main output volume. Next to it is your pitch trim. You can tune this a little bit. You can go, I don't know, it looks like 2 semitones or -2 semitones up or down. You've got some noise. We're going to skip over the little slider icon here. I'll get there in a moment. You can make this thing mono or stereo. Okay, and then you've got the different volumes for the different registers. Now, look at all these icons down here, all these circles with the dots in them. What does that correspond to? Well, I have a very basic understanding of the accordion, so I'm going to get some of this wrong, but hopefully this will inform some of you as to how things work. There are 3 primary registers in an accordion. There is a bassoon voice, a clarinet voice, and a piccolo voice. You are choosing the voices here. They correspond to octaves, so this ends up kind of being like additive synthesis, like a Hammond organ or something, where you're adding overtones, it's creating a richer sound. So let's start with just the bassoon tone here. So if I do just the bassoon, you get this. If I do just the clarinet, you get this. Just the piccolo. So each of the voices is an octave higher than the last. And you get the nice little clicking sounds there as you click between the settings. But now you can have any combination of those voices that you want. And you can see that as you choose the different combination of voices, that the volumes for each voice are either grayed out or not, depending on whether that's an active voice. Okay, so I'm going to stick with this because that's the voice I just happen to like the best. And if you look over here down on the lower left-hand side, you can see that there's an ADSR Tacticate Sustained Release. If you click this little icon here, boom, it pulls up the attack, and you can do some really interesting stuff. This is a new feature that was only added in the last week. I like making the attack longer. Let's turn this on. And it ceases to become an accordion anymore and starts to become something entirely different. I love that he added the envelope settings. It changes the whole instrument for me. Let's go back to the initialized preset here. Here is your mod wheel settings. Okay, you got your bend settings, how much you want to bend a note. You've got your expression. Okay, and that ties to here. I can turn it on for the velocity or not. And then underneath here, you've got 3 different curves as to how you want the velocity to behave. Now, let's go back to this button here that I skipped over earlier, the little graphic EQ kind of slider icon. If I click on that, it brings up the effects that are behind the scenes here. We've got a stereo delay built in, we've got a vowel filter, and a reverb. You can hear the reverb is already in place when I initialize the preset, so let's just go back here, initialize. Yes. The reverb is real natural sounding, so I really like it. I don't even notice that it's there. I notice it more when it's gone. But obviously, you know, you can turn up the mix, turn up the decay time. There's a vintage, modern algorithms, okay? It's a really, really nice, simple reverb. I almost wish Alessandro would pop these effects out and sell them individually because they're super simple, and sometimes it just wants something really simple. Vowel filter. Now this is cool. So he's got it set up to cycle through an LFO. You can hear it cycling. Okay, so I can either have it just cycle over and over again, or if you click here, you can have it be assigned to the envelope. So start combining that with the envelope settings, and then you can also turn on the delay over here. Let's do this. Throw that back up, throw that back out. That's not an accordion anymore. Now you've gotten into some sort of, I don't know, perverse, modded, circuit bent accordion. But there is a lot more going on here, and there's a lot more available to you sonically than just, you know, a straight accordion sound that you're used to. And I'm not doing the accordion justice at all. I have no idea how to play an accordion or how to even make a keyboard sound like an accordion. So my application for this is going to be limited unless I start, you know, composing Greek tunes or French tunes or Italian tunes or something Mediterranean. You know, being of Italian descent, this tickles me to no end to have an accordion that is this good on the iPad. But there's a lot more that you can do with this than just be an accordion. So one last thing I want to show you here, so you can think a little outside the box. If I fire up Ape Matrix, by apeSoft, I'm going to throw in accordion here because it's also available as an AUV3. We were listening to the standalone version earlier, but here's the AUV3. Again, it appears very similar. Here's all of your functions. They're just on pages up here at the top now. Okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn off the reverb. I'm going to leave it on that. And I'm going to throw in Nembrini's 8180. Now, if you think this is going to sound ridiculous, you're right. But it also sounds freaking awesome. Now, let's make sure that I get this set up. All right, here we go. Those power chords sound brutal. Let's throw this through like a really big. Let's throw this through FAC LTs of something super huge sounding. Now, I just love the idea of a metal accordion. Let's take that reverb off for a second. But imagine the types of sounds you could create as you pitch shift this or phase it, or just have this as a drone underneath something. That's pretty badass. So there's lots that you can do with it as long as you're willing to think outside the box a little bit. Let me just talk about one other thing I just realized I missed. So if you look at the keyboard here as I open up Accordion, down here on the lower end of the keyboard, you'll notice some keys that are different colors. I believe these are the bass registers of the accordion. So if you notice, I'm tapping the screen here. That's C3. If I keep going down, and I can hear that there's other voices playing in here, like here, that's 2 in octaves, but then you got a single voice, or they're in unison. Like it sounds like there's some phasing going on there maybe, and then down here. So, but oh, come on, that's awesome. That's mean. Those of you that are harmonica accordion players, you'll understand the inner workings of an accordion more to be able to explain this better. But, you know, I think these are the bass registers or the back keys, or there's some other functionality. But clearly the lower keys have a different tone set than the upper keys. So as you're playing, be aware of that. It doesn't behave like a piano because it's not a piano. But this thing just sounds epic. I mean, come on now. To all my fellow Italian metalheads out there, there is some metal accordion for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like this app. Please go check it out. Please go check out the apeSoft's stuff. Come visit me on Facebook. Come check me out on Instagram. Check me out on Twitter. Please go to Patreon. I have a page there. You can support me there. You can watch more videos on my YouTube channel. You can go talk to me on the Audiobus forum on all of my other social media platforms. I hope you guys are staying safe and well during all these crazy times. And I will see you guys next time, baby. Later.